What's good, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? I thought I'd bring you a video that I was wanting to do for a while back, and in the background you might be seeing a different type of gameplay. I'm not too sure whether it's going to be a My Career gameplay or a different How Not to Be My GM game that I'm recording, because I am doing this recording slightly a bit differently. I'm recording the audio first, then I'm going to place the visuals in the background, of course. But this audio, of course, is going to be talking about NBA 2K15's My Career series, and I want to talk a little bit about the wish list and stuff you can do to improve NBA 2K15's My Career series. So without further ado, let's get into this game. And of course, if you like what you hear, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and add anything that you feel I have missed out in this entire section. And of course, be sure to tweet this at Ronnie and LD2K so they can hear what we gotta say, and maybe they can add it, because it might not be too late to add some of the features we have mentioned in this game. So first things first, what I would like to see in NBA 2K15 is, of course, another NBA draft combine. If you remember back in the day of NBA 2K12, I think it was, they had the NBA draft combine, and then they had the summer league. So you could play the draft combine about 2 or 3 games, I think it was, and you can build your skill up from that. Then from that point you can go into the summer league, and then after the summer league, of course, you could just go into your respective NBA teams, because the draft happened after the draft combine, of course. But that's what I like to see, because that way you can gain as much VC, if they're still keeping that method, which I think they are, as much skill point if you're playing offline without connecting to the internet. That would be really great to do, because I really enjoyed that. But of course, you have the option to skip whatever's going on. Like, let's just say, for instance, you know, I don't want to play the draft combine, but of course the first game has to be mandatory. You have to play at least one game of the draft combine, so it'll be the first game. That's just my opinion. Or you can pick whatever game you want to play, whether it's the first, second, or third, and you can choose to skip the rest if you so please. But the downfall to that is you're not going to be earning enough skill points, or the same amount of skill points or VC you would earn if you played all 3. So you can skip that and go into the summer league. And the summer league consists of what, another 3-4 games, possibly 5 games. And of course, once again, you can do the exact same thing. You can skip the games you don't want to play, and you'll be playing in your respective teams, of course, and you're going to be playing against other players who've come through the draft who are really well. So that's what I think they should do. As for the actual My Career, when you get put into a team, like say for instance I'm with the Philadelphia 76ers, and you know, we have our schedule already laid out in front of us. Maybe you have to play the first game. That's mandatory. I think that's what I think it should be like. First NBA game is mandatory, because you'll get a debut, and after that you can choose to skip all the games you wish, like in a calendar that will appear on a different menu. Maybe you can have the ability to go scroll through the calendar, and of course some areas will be marked with a star. That'll indicate an all-star, not an all-star game, what I'm trying, a key game. That's what it's called. Like for instance, let's just say I'm with the Philadelphia 76ers, and I made a small forward, and then the next key game is against the Cleveland Cavaliers, because they have LeBron James, and he's possibly the best small forward in the game today. So let's just say that's the next all-star key game. I gotta say, keep saying all-star game. And let's just say a game before that, it's the Miami Heat, who have Luol Deng, who is not necessarily a key player who would go out there and put up points, but they also have Danny Granger, who once again, who isn't necessarily a key player, but he can put up some points. Maybe I want to play against them. Maybe I can choose to skip to that game, play that game, and then play the next game if you wish. You can choose to play any game you want. Other than key games, you have to play key games, because I feel that'd be the best way to earn a lot of skill points in VC, depending on what you're planning on doing. So that's what I think they should do for the whole scheduling. So let's just say after off-season, you're bored, you know, you've played as many games as you can, you've probably even won a championship. What do you want to do? You want to either take that summer off-season off. You could do other things like actual training camp, where you can actually go in and work on your jump shot or your post moves, and you can meet up with legends and they teach you how to do this. And I'm meaning like actual proper teach you how to do this, like you see them do it, then you go and do it as well. And you can even have a one-on-one at the end where you play against up to 21, which is going to be great to see. And depends on how well you play in that mode, your skill increases dramatically. For instance, let's just say I make another center, and I want to get better at my post move gameplay. So I want to go to see Akeem Olajuwon. You have the ability to phone them up through your agent. So you phone them up, Akeem arranges a date. You're like, cool, come down, we'll work on the training camp. And you have a chance to work up to 3 to 7 days at training camp. Of course, once again, you get to pick how many days you want to actually work on your game. You can go from 1 day, skip the next day, do another day, whatever. You can even do all 7 if you wish. I think that'd be great to see. You don't need to have their actual voices in the game. It'd be a cool feature to have. Don't get me wrong. It'd be great to hear them speak, but even if you just have text them explaining for you to do, that way I feel you can even help other players who are new to the game get more used to it and add more skills to their repertoire. Of course, like I'm saying, for the post game, if you're like a small forward and you want to increase it, you have a chance to go see Akeem Olajuwon, and you never know, you might even see other NBA players as well, because I know Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony, and LeBron James have all worked with Akeem Olajuwon during offseason. I know Amari Stoudemire and JaVale McGee sorry I know JaVale McGee has worked with Akeem Olajuwon off-season. Didn't really add much. Anyway, that's just me being mean. JaVale's he'd be a really good player if he had some basketball IQ, yeah. Anyway, that's what I think you should do for the off-season as one option. And then the next option is you got a little bit more of a break and you have the whole FIBA basketball thing going on, so you can have a chance to go play with the USA team or any other team you wish to play with. Like, for instance, if you're from Spain, you want to go play with Spain, go and play with Spain by all means. I live in Great Britain, as they call it. I call it the United Kingdom, but so I live here. I have a chance to play with Team GB, and of course, it might be hard to get the licensing for this team, but I think, or this entire whole international team, you have to go through FIBA, but I think you still have a chance to do it because you managed to get some international teams the past couple of games ago, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you had the USA squad, both the 92 team and the 2012 team. Speaking of which, bring those teams back. Side note. Anyway, yeah. Excuse me. So I'd love to see that happen. You could go play for your respective teams and actually compete in the FIBA tournament. Or after 4 years, you know, an Olympics occur and you get a chance to play with that team again. It'd be great to see that as well implemented into the game. And of course, you know, the more you play, the more skill points you earn. That could be another thing. You can earn more skill points as the more you progress on. So far I've mentioned stuff like off-season gameplay, which I feel you can also play during the preseason, like after your draft combine. You have an option to do that. I didn't mention that previously. I think you should be able to do that as well, just if you have like enough VC built up, or if you buy VC or whatever. That could be a slight perk to it. Anyway, so you could do that. Like, just to say you want to work on shooting as well, you can go back, work with Larry Bird and shooting before the actual summer league occurs or happens. You know, that's just what I'm thinking. What else I was going to mention is something like this. Let's just say you got your own My Career mode going on, right? And you want to play with your friends in the same game. Now, you probably not understand what I'm trying to say. So basically, let's just say I got a center set up, and I'm part of the Chicago Bulls. And then you have a couple of key games down the line. And you know your friend, like, let's just take Nellis for example. He plays for the Detroit Pistons, and he's playing as the point guard. And you see you have Detroit coming up on your schedule. You can contact Nellis, whether via PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or PS4, PS3, or Xbox 360, or PC, or whatever. You can contact him, or, you know, if you guys should say, yo, meet me up at this time of day, we can play NBA 2K15 My Career mode, and that way you can implement his player into the opposing team, and you can face him. And that'd be great to see. I'd love to see that, because sometimes you get players like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, who before the whole Miami Heat thing, when LeBron was back in Cleveland and Wade was back in his athletic days in Miami Heat, he's pretty athletic now, but you know, he was a bit more athletic way back then. They would have showdowns, they'd have showouts, and same for Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James when Carmelo was with the Nuggets and LeBron was with Cleveland. they would have some showdowns and stuff like that. Imagine if you could do the same thing, except it'd be a different position. So you'd try and dominate in your vicinity, and he'd try and dominate in his. So imagine you could do that. Well, he or she, because there are some actual NBA 2K female gamers, I'm pretty sure. So imagine they could do that. That'd be pretty cool to see. All you need to do is contact them, and even sometimes, let's just say I'm playing for the Chicago Bulls once again as the center, and we have Nellis, who's a shooting guard now, and he's created a new My Career, and he plays for the Bulls as well. Maybe when you're playing that, you guys can like meet up and talk, and then be like, all right, cool, let me just jump into your game and help you out. Let's just say you're getting blown out by the San Antonio Spurs. You need some help. You can just quickly contact your friend and be like, yo, I'm about to face the Spurs, come and help me out. So let's just say I contact Nellis. He's like, cool, I'm gonna be through in a second. He jumps on, and his shooting guard just appears. So now you have your center and your shooting guard. Because I know if you play with your friends, the game gets a lot easier. So if you could do that, that'd be great. Imagine playing alongside your friends in your My Career mode, and you can just work together. Of course, it take out the second best player, or not the second best player, I should say, the player of that position that is missing. So let's just say you was playing point guard, and it also actually depends on the factor whether you've made starter or not, whether you're still a sixth man, whether you're a bench warmer. You know, all these things should factor in. So let's just say I'm still a sixth man, and Nellis is already a starter. He'd be playing the starting two guard spot, and then I would have to wait, and then sim through until, well, not sim through, but you'd have to sit and wait until you actually jump in. I can see this being a problem actually, because if you play on different quarter lengths and different difficulties, it could be a bit of an issue. Especially if you're benched, you're just gonna have to sit and wait. Unless you both get benched at the same time. Maybe your playing time should reflect the person who has the most playing time. I guess that could be a way of actually getting more playing time, but it's not really cheating, I suppose, if you're both playing the same amount of time. But yeah, because sitting there and just waiting without simulating is just going to take quite a lot of time. But yeah, I think that's what they should do. Maybe they can try and think of something to work that out. That's just one of my many thoughts that I had to say about this. But let me know what you guys think. This is just roughly a 13 to 14 minute video. Of course, that's all I gotta say about this thing so far in My Career, what I'd like to see. And oh yeah, just before I forget, when you have 2K15 on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and PC, I don't know if PC will have dedicated servers, you could probably save stuff to a different area, but yeah, for PS4 and Xbox One, you had to save your custom rosters and upload them straight away online. There was no way of saving them to the hard drive and customizing and editing those rosters offline and saving them offline, aka the hard drive, like you could do on Xbox 360. I'm pretty sure you could do that on PS3 as well. I would love to see that feature back in, and you could use the custom rosters in your My Career, in My GM mode, if that makes a return, My Leagues, which is something I'm not too sure of because I've looked into it slightly. But that's what I'd like to see, that you can still do in NBA 2K15. They should bring that back. Oh my goodness, I forgot to mention the biggest thing of all. Facial customization for your My Career. It's gonna be hard because you know you're gonna have your My Career player talking, but that's gonna be really hard to do, especially with the whole next gen graphics, because you have to implement the whole retaining every different level of detail in their facial reaction and applying that to the way they speak. That'd be good to see though. That'd be good to see. Of course, full customization, and of course that's pretty much it. I want to see full customization, including like levels of depth of muscle. Like you can choose to have your guy like as beastly looking as Dwight Howard's about Shaquille O'Neal. You can have him look as beastly looking as Dwight Howard, or you can have him as like skinny as Kevin Durant, or as like, you know, dominant as Shaquille O'Neal. He's gonna get down the post, bang bang, jam. Anyway, so you can do that. You can go to the level of depth of detail, including like body fat percentage. Like we all know LeBron James has lost a lot of weight recently, and so is Carmelo Anthony. They're trying to preserve their knees, they're saying. Well, LeBron's saying he's trying to preserve his knees. There's no need for him to be that heavy, you're saying. So he's reduced the weight, he's becoming more athletic, he's becoming more trim. So yeah, that would be something interesting to see. You could choose your body fat percentage, and you know, they're going a bit more into detail, where they could add like the striations, man. They should add the striations, man. Man. They should add them striations, man. Sorry, I had a Hodge twins moment right there, despite me not being a twin. So I'm literally just talking to myself. Anyway, so yeah, you can add the striations, you can show that level of depth of detail, like you can see all the strains of the muscle groove and stuff, and you see the veins popping out and shit. But anyway, like you can go in depth detail, and of course with the facial detail, and of course all the accessories and stuff. I think you have pretty much got the accessories nailed. So I wouldn't really worry that much about accessories, but this is just talking about my career mode. But let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think? Have I missed anything out? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, I'm on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Vine. I spend a lot of time on Instagram and Vine. Be sure to check me out there. I have a second channel called the AT29 TV. Be sure to go check that out. I post me playing basketball sometimes, some random vlogs, some comedy sketches. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys next time. Of course, let me know your comments of what do you want to see improved in 2K15's My Career Mode, and I will definitely read through them all. Peace to you. I'm gone.